Hello everyone, I am Saurabh Dungana. Today I will be discussing on discounted cash flow model. For expansion of company, the scenario is a company is considering a $100 million expansion. The service life of equipment is 10 years and other parameters are listed in this table. The market size of the product is 1 million tons and the selling price per ton of the product is $700. Similarly, the market grows by 3% every year and we only have 10% share in the market, that is 10% of the total market size. Total investment required for the expansion is $100 million. Estimated useful life of the equipment is 10 years. The residual value of the facility after 10 years is $4 million. The operating cost per ton is $500. The fixed cost is $3,250,000. The tax rate is 20%. Minimum attractive rate of return is 12%. Interest rate for the loan is 10% and depreciation rate is also taken as 10%. For this initial investment, we will assume that 70% of the investment is taken as loan and 30% is taken as equity. Now let's move towards the discounted cash flow model. Here 0 represents the present condition and 1 represents the time at the end of first year and 2 represents the time at the end of second year. Similarly, we can go up to at the end of the 10th year. At present condition, the investment is done, that is total investment is done as 100 million, and the second row is for the depreciation. At the end of the first year, the depreciation occurs. This can be written as initial investment into the depreciation rate. Let's fix this depreciation rate, and at the end of the first year the balance will be initial investment minus the depreciation. Here the total market size is 1 million tons of product and we only have 10% share in the total market, that is market size into 10%. Let's fix this 10%, and at the end of the first year the market will grow by 3%, that can be written as previous market size multiplied by 1 plus 3%. Let's fix this 3%, and our market share is constant at 10%, so we can copy this formula to get the market share at the end of the first year. Now the sales at the end of the first year is given by total market share, that is also the production of the company. So total market share into selling price per ton. Let's fix this selling price. Now for the operating cost, the production, that is market share, is multiplied by operating cost per ton. Let's fix this operating cost, and for the fixed cost, the fixed cost is always fixed, so let's fix this sale. The depreciation is already calculated. Operating profit is calculated as sales minus operating cost minus fixed cost minus depreciation. Now for the interest, the loan can be calculated as loan percentage. Let's fix this loan percentage into total investment, that is 100 million. Let's fix this. This will give the loan, and let's multiply this by interest rate, that will give our total interest. Let's fix this interest rate also. The profit before tax is calculated as operating profit minus interest. For the income tax, the profit before tax is multiplied by the tax rate, that is 20%, the net profit is calculated as profit before tax minus income tax. Now finally the free cash flow is given by adding net profit with interest and lastly with the depreciation. Now these are the values calculated for the end of the first year, so we can copy these values to other years by dragging the cell up to the end of 10th year. Now let's write here the initial investment. The residual value of the facility is given here, that is $4 million, and since this is the value of facility at the end of the 10th year, so we must calculate its present value. This can be calculated by using formula, that is PV. For the rate, we will use the minimum attractive rate of return, that is 12%, and the number of period is 10 years, and the future value is the residual value. The initial investment is given 100 million. The present value of all these returns, that is free cash flow, must be calculated. This can be calculated by using NPV formula, and the rate is taken as minimum attractive rate of return, and these all returns are selected for the calculation of present value. This gives the present value of all returns, and to find the net present value, this present value must be added with the present value of the residual, and the initial investment must be subtracted. Here the net present value is around 6 million. That shows that net present value is above 0, so we can accept this project. And for the calculation of IRR function is used, and these values are selected. Here the internal rate of return is 13.204. This is greater than minimum attractive rate of return. So by comparing net present value and internal rate of return, we can accept this project. In this way, discounted cash flow model can be developed for a scenario in expansion of a company. Thank you.